Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions. Don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter at https://www.morningdownload.com. Subscribe. Let's dive right in. In today's episode, we'll cover Boeing's investigation, potential decrease in medicine prices in the U.S., BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, $IBIT, Florida's approval to import cheaper drugs from Canada, China's sanctions on U.S. manufacturers, VinFast CEO announcement, Tesla's car recall in China, instructions for claiming Verizon settlement, grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes for inspections, industry news surrounding Bitcoin ETF approval and Ripple case, and the concept of dollar cost averaging, all while sharing Kin Hubbard's humorous take on doubling money.
Guess what? Cheaper medicines might be on the horizon, thanks to Canada. Florida just scored the first FDA approval to import lower-priced drugs from our neighbors up north. This move could really help make medications more affordable for Americans. But hold on a sec, the U.S. pharmaceutical companies aren't too thrilled about it. These drug manufacturers have been quite vocal against importation plans like these. In fact, they're expected to legally challenge this latest development. On the flip side, Canadian officials are expressing their concerns about potential shortages in their own country as a result of this program. As for how this would actually impact individual consumers and businesses in the US, it's still a bit unclear. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, now let's talk about some global hits making waves in the news. China is slapping sanctions on 5 US manufacturers over arms sales to Taiwan. It seems tensions are escalating between China and the US. In other news, VinFast, an electric vehicle maker, has named its founder as the new CEO and replaced its CFO. And don't forget, Tesla just recalled a whopping 6 million cars in China in an effort to reduce the risk of collisions. Safety first, folks. Oh, and for those of you who are Verizon customers, you may want to pay attention. There's a massive $100 million settlement up for grabs, and you can get your piece of the pie. Make sure you know how to claim your share. So, there's some major news in the world of aviation, particularly for Boeing. Over the weekend, there was a controversy that led to more than 140 flights, around 14% of Alaska Airlines' schedule, being canceled. Why? Well, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, ordered airlines to ground over 170 Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft for inspections after an incident involving Alaska Airlines. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries or casualties. What happened exactly? Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 had to make an emergency landing when a panel on the side of the plane blew off during the flight. Pretty scary stuff. Photos and videos of the aircraft showed a huge hole in the side and passengers using oxygen masks. The plane had to return to Portland shortly after taking off for Ontario, California. But this isn't just about Alaska Airlines. The FAA's emergency directive will impact around 171 planes worldwide, particularly those operated by U.S. airlines and carriers in U.S. territory. This isn't the first time the FAA has voiced concerns about the Boeing 737 MAX. Unfortunately, the plane has had a troubled history since 2 fatal crashes in 2019. Now, there's an investigation underway, and other airlines like United Airlines, which has a large fleet of Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircraft, are preparing to ground some of their planes for inspections. Boeing, for its part, is offering full support to the inspection team. If you're a Boeing investor, be prepared for potential impact. Some analysts are predicting a 10 to 15% crash in the company's stock. This could be a significant event that lasts for multiple days, so stay tuned for updates on this developing situation. Let's dive into the world of crypto. Today, we're going to explore some interesting developments in the industry. First up, we have the CEO of Better Markets making an intriguing statement. According to them, approving a Bitcoin ETF would be a historic mistake. Now that's quite a bold claim. It's always interesting to hear different perspectives on such matters. In other news, major US exchanges have posted their final Bitcoin ETF application filings. This indicates that progress is being made in the quest for a Bitcoin ETF approval. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Speaking of ETF approval, the SEC has taken yet another step forward. With 19 B4 amendment filings, they are moving closer to potentially approving a spot Bitcoin ETF. This is a significant development, as it could open up new opportunities for investors. But it's not all smooth sailing. The SEC's filing against Coinbase could have implications for the SEC v. Ripple case. It's a reminder that regulatory issues continue to be a challenge in the crypto space. Lastly, make sure to check out an article that provides insights into the potential impact of Bitcoin ETF approval. It's always valuable to stay informed about how such decisions could shape the industry's future. A dollar cost averaging. Have you heard about it? It's a neat technique for managing price risk when buying assets like stocks, ETFs, and mutual funds. Here's how it works. Instead of buying a bunch of shares at a single price point, you buy smaller amounts at regular intervals over time. The genius behind dollar cost averaging lies in the fact that prices don't always move in one direction. They go up and down like a roller coaster. But when you use this technique, you don't have to stress about the price fluctuations. You simply decide how much you want to spend, then buy the asset in intervals to bring down your average cost. The beauty of dollar cost averaging is that it can be applied in various situations, like retirement planning and 401k plans. Take a 401k plan, for example. Employees have the freedom to determine how much they want to contribute and where to invest. Then, investments are automatically made with each pay period, with a specific number of securities added based on the market at that time. So, what are the benefits of dollar cost averaging? Well, for starters, it helps lower your average cost, which can increase your overall returns. Plus, it encourages regular investments, which is key to building wealth. It also helps you stay prepared for whatever the future holds without being swayed by emotional buying. And with automation, you can relax knowing that your investments are taken care of without any hassle. No need to worry about when to buy. The system does it for you. That's the beauty of dollar cost averaging. It's a simple yet effective strategy that takes the stress out of investing and sets you up for financial success. Today's quote of the day comes from Ken Hubbard, who once said, "The safest way to double your money is to fold it over and put it in your pocket." Now, isn't that an interesting perspective on finances? When it comes to doubling our money, we often think about investing, earning interest, or maybe even taking some risks. But Hubbard's approach is quite different, and it makes you think, doesn't it? Sometimes, the safest way to protect your hard-earned cash is to simply hold on to it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we should all be hoarders and keep every cent to ourselves. There's definitely value in exploring opportunities and growing our wealth over time. But Hubbard's quote is a reminder to be cautious and considerate with our finances. Think about it. Folding your money and keeping it in your pocket is a figurative way of saying that sometimes the best investment is in yourself, in taking care of your own financial well-being. It reminds us to be mindful of our own needs and priorities. So, next time you're making financial decisions, remember Ken Hubbard's quote. Take a moment to assess the risks and benefits, and consider whether doubling your money is really worth it. Sometimes, the safest place for your money might just be right in your pocket.
In this episode, we covered a wide range of topics, including investigations into Boeing, the potential decrease in medicine prices in the U.S., BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, Florida's approval to import cheaper drugs from Canada, China's sanctions on U.S. manufacturers, Tesla's recall of 6 million cars in China, the grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes, industry news on Bitcoin ETFs and the Ripple case, and the concept of dollar cost averaging, all while leaving you with Ken Hubbard's wisdom on doubling your money. Thanks for tuning into the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at Morning Download. Subscribe.